We are back. Let's get the Wi-Fi going. Some people will be like, "Ah, you didn't wash your hands." It's my dick. We need Wi-Fi. We need Wi-Fi. No notifications. So, welcome back. This one will be a short one, a quick one, on what you can say, how to spot growth. Because a lot of you are going through growth, but you don't even notice it. Oh, the sun is back, eh? Yeah. So a lot of you are going through, also remember that the rains were stretched into January. So the same way the rains were stretched into January is the same way the sun will be stretched. So welcome to very hot days. Welcome to pool days. Welcome to swimming days. So you better go and get your bikini. I'm saying it's bikini weather. So the sun is going to be very stretched. So there are ways that you can tell that you are going through growth, okay? And some people don't even notice when they are going through growth. And I now, Jegawa Mudhaka, when it comes to Jenga na Jenga in our program and everything, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel or follow or share or whatever, I don't care. Whichever way you want, if the message is resonating with you, is that we now, because we have never had supportive systems to remind us on what growth looks like, even when we are growing, even when you are going through growth, we don't notice because we have not been raised in ways whereby we are able to spot growth or changes within us. So, for example, every time you have a new emotional response to anything, let's say before, kukiwa na shida, you used to bang shit. Like every time you are pissed, ulikuwa unagongesha milango, unagongesha mlango kushio like umekasirika, unagongesha vikombe, ukiosha vitu kwa sink, mpaka bwana anajuanga ukisikia bibi akigongesha vikombe kwa sink amekasirika. Hata watoto wanajua ukisikia vitu zikigonga gonga kwa sink ni kumaanisha madhe is in her feelings. Okay? Because that is how you respond. If it is the father, it is always shouting around the house. Ukaha, nimoigira munago. Goko sina irio. Ng'ombe nenyine mai. Ni mamu wanyu ndari hakiri. So those kind of reactions. Remember to drink your water today. It will be a hot day. And it's Tuesday. So, if you have a new emotional response now, today, you are pissed, but you take a breath and you calm down. So, something new has happened today. Fundi amekuja, amekukasirisha. Now, instead of reacting the way you used to do, screaming, mama vudi makoma hanate, mavudi mahana goma. Udogena vudi mwa, utire vudi ya kiri koyo. So instead of screaming or shutting down, especially our women, they love shutting down. Aongei, namwambia uko sawa. Unaweza nifanyia so shutting down or spiraling, you start finding that you are responding in a new way. So something is supposed to make you really pissed. Someone cuts you in traffic, anakuingia vua nini kitambo ungepiga honi pa na vitu kama hizo. You no longer do that. I like giving stories about my life. Back in 2017, I realized that I was getting very pissed. The thing is, I would come out of the gym, pumped up and everything, get on the road, and then I would get very pissed. So what I did, nikabadilisha honi ya gari. Nikatoa ile ya kawaida, nikawekea ile ya 504. Ile ya, si unajua hiyo honi, pop up, ile ya Harrier. Ile ukipiga pop up, watu wote wana respect. And when I put in that horn, and I was driving, so nilikuwa napea tu mtu warning. Kila mtu akita pop up, napea mtu warning. So I realized that I was reacting a lot based on whatever was going on. So what did I do? Nikatoa gari honi. I stayed for 2 years without a horn in my car. So I remember one day a friend of mine tulikuwa naye Nakuru, nikamwambia drive. Na every time alikuwa anapiga honi hakuna, anauliza honi, namwambia gari yako adere honi. Tukienda kidogo anapiga. So he was very frustrated. Udiate na gari itare honi. I'm like, I didn't even realize that it was that important because nilikuwa nishatoa gari yangu honi. Then I realized that I had trained myself to be calm in all situations. So nilikuwa nakuja traffic, mtu ana delay kwa barabara, mimi niko hapo, hata sina honi nitadu. So nilikuwa tu nakuja na ngojea turn, naweka indicator tuna turn. Okay? So we used to just flow. So that was growth. Na sikwambi utoe honi. So when you find that how you are reacting today now is not how you used to be, shutting down or shouting, that is growth. That shows that you have grown a lot. So a few years down the line, Monjiro is driving. Then I realized anapiganga honi sana. But don't tell her ni mimi nilitoa honi, msimuambie nilitoa honi. She doesn't know. It was intentional. So what did I do? Nikatoa gari honi. Okay? One day akakuja jioni akamwambia, "Nwe gari ndiri na honi, we dragi ye kama agitwarithia gari. Nwe ndiri na honi, mana igwa ndu magera avara na nduthi." In my mind I'm like, it has got nothing to do with the motorbikes. You are anxious. You are not paying attention, so you want to hoot and get where you are going. So you have to trust yourself. Which is another step to know that you are healing or growing. Whenever you find yourself, now you no longer need to ask people for their opinions. Kitambo ulikuwa unapigia mtu opinion. Unaje hiyo nguo? Unaona atia kawira kau? Unaona atia diru hiyo? Unaona atia kaundo kau? So that is called second guessing. All the time you are second guessing. Whatever you are doing, it doesn't feel like it's the best thing. The moment you get to a position where you don't second guess yourself, you don't seek opinions on things because you are very sure you have a lot of faith in yourself, in your belief and imaginations. You are trusting yourself. That is growth. And people don't even know how to see growth. Ile time utajipata unafanya tu project peke yako na tuna succeed. And you made your own choice. Hakuna kitu beautiful kama hiyo. It could be something as small as what you have for dinner. But you never asked anyone what to cook. Wa ulienda tu, a throw down, you picked something. That means that you are building your self-trust. You can trust yourself to make the perfect meal. Most of you cannot cook without calling your husband. Baba Jimmy, leo tukule nini? You have no faith in yourself, even on what to cook. Imagine, unafikiria ile kitu utapika watapiga kelele. Na ni wewe bibi wa hiyo nyumba. Wewe kitchen ni yako. But you don't trust yourself. You have to ask them. But mtu akikuuliza anasema nende da kumoria kiria malaria. No, you have an issue. You have an underlying issue. It's not about that. You are second guessing yourself. You are thinking ukipika mchele watakula. But ile chakula yote ushaipika washaikula. When you are sick, you cook, they eat. When you are on your painful periods, you cook, they eat. When you umechelewa una time ya kupika, whatever you pika ama whatever they eat. So hiyo sio shida. Shida ni you second guess yourself. You always have to get another opinion from the husband or the children and everything. You have no self-trust. The moment you start cooking for them without asking, unakwambia na leo umepika chakula kitamu, that is growth. You have to find growth. Shout out to Modoni for the gifts. You have to know how to find these growths. You don't speak up for yourself. The moment you start speaking up for yourself, that is growth. Instead of konyirado, kununa, okay? So you don't speak about your own needs, okay? The other people are reacting in a different day, but uko hapo tu, umetulia tu. The moment you start speaking up for yourself, that is growth. When it comes to that day where you start speaking for yourself, let's listen to the birds. That is growth. Speaking up for yourself. You don't have to appease. You don't have to run. Mamako amekupigia simu ama babako. Deure rosio ko ndware thibitari. Ua ure ndo. Na ure ka undu goka no ginya ndware maito thibitari. No, you want to appease. No, the moment you are like, aha, rosio ndewera mam, ndikihota gutwara thibitari. Caria mundu agutware na waga ugathie ukahora ni ukamenya uria ugeka uria wiriga gwika hindi wengi ni ukanjirora thibitari kuhana. Na urikane mam ndiakwende acokirie ciana thibitari koguo wathi ndukananjetie mbeca umenye uria ukaria na ndagitari. That is speaking up for yourself. That is growth. A lot of you can do that. A lot of you have to appease your partner, people, places, things, situations, circumstances. That's not growth. Growth comes with doing new things, trying new things, whether it's relating or business. Most of you cannot even leave your neighborhood to go to another new neighborhood. Most of you can't even learn something new, a new topic. Kazi yako ni kusema, hey, mama Karanja anajua kupika. Wakuanga na YouTube. YouTube yako unashindanga ukiwatch nonsense. You don't know how to cook. You can learn cooking through YouTube. Okay? So again, Africans, we are still in that age of complaining when we have everything in the palm of your hands. Okay? Most of you dance in your seat. Ukienda kuiva mademo wana dance wamekaa chini. Umekaa chini, una dance umekaa chini because you don't know how to. Hakuna mtu anasema you don't know how to dance. Weka YouTube tutorials how to dance, bakacha, pachita, zumba, all these things. Give yourself permissions to try something new. That is growth. And you see, these things, they may look simple and stupid, but that growth will be reflected in everything you do. Your relationships, how you raise your children, how you relate with your neighbors, but it came from music because you are psyching yourself to try something new. When you're watching the movies, what do they tell those people wakiact movie? Unakujanga master, anakuambia anza kuchota maji. Every day to the river. Unachota ukiteseka, unavunja hiyo drunken mirror, unavunja nyungu, but what they are teaching you, sio kuchota maji, is the repetition, the consistency to try something new, something out of the ordinary. Kubeba maji na nyungu, drunken master, unaambiwa usivunje. Because when you get out of that comfort zone, that is a sign of growth. And that sign of growth becomes equal to now you learning discipline to go and revenge your mother if it is in a movie, or to go and build if it is in the real world. But you have to give yourself permission to try something new. You have to. Hatuwezi continue like this as Africans. We cannot continue like this as Africans, where you don't even try anything new. You see, yesterday I was invited to some podcast, men's podcast. They invited me. They hit me with an email, and I was like the guest in that podcast. And I told the men in the podcast, you have to raise your bar. You have to stop fucking women made based on their looks, because looks can be bought. A woman can go walk into a shop, buy titties, buy lips, get Garnier products, get a beautiful ass. But if there's nothing new in that woman, if she's not stroking your mind in any way, shape, or form, then you don't even need her. It was a very controversial podcast because I told men to pay for sex. It was nighttime. And it was a kind of like a private chat podcast, because it was this podcast where they you needed like a code to join or something, but it's not Kenyan. So I said, you see, when a man pays for sex, he has no expectations. And he picks the best woman and he's using protection. And after that, he's not walking away with, please call me, uko wapi, nifanyie. No, it's business done. Because that podcast had not high level men. There's no one like who is higher than others, but these are policy makers. We had hedge fund managers in that podcast, so it's kind of a podcast that have people in business na vitu kama hizo. So we are talking about distractions that stop men getting their thing. So I said we need to give ourselves permission to try some new things. You can't always, because there was a man in the group he's on his dad divorce and he's a multi-millionaire, so it's taking a toll on his businesses because wakienda kotini, the women are taking. I said, you see, your problem is you are not giving yourself time to grow. You are going for women as treasures to be seen with, but you have not healed. So there's no growth in you. You have to give yourself permission to try something new. You have to give yourself permission to pause and reflect and decide, wait, 3 women, $40 million gone between the 3 women in divorce rates and everything, each a child or 2. So can you pause now for a minute and stop operating from this agency culture that after a marriage you have to get married because you want to please your father and mother? It's an agency culture that you have given yourself. So give yourself space to think. What do you really want in a woman? Because you are women, the ones that have taken your $40 million in your divorce rates and everything, they themselves, you set the bar to them that for you it was all material. You know, you're speaking about how he flies private jet, like when his woman has to go. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying it's a very beautiful thing. We need a soft spot for the women. And this is not on that. This is just for teaching that you have to give yourself permission to try something new or to pause for yourself before you do something. Because that is how you start making what you call conscious choices. You can't unless you pause. Practice the breathing na vitu kama hizo. Okay? A lot of people are going to notice a shift in you when you are going through growth. But they are not going to tell you. A lot of people are going to notice that you are glowing. A lot of people are going to notice that you are no longer in the bar. But they are not going to tell you because kwa nini? Ulikuwa unachangia mzinga. Ulikuwa unachangia mzinga. Ulikuwa unachangia mafuta. Ulikuwa unachangia Airbnb. So a lot of people cannot tell you that there's a difference within you, that you are growing. They know something is happening, but they actually they don't know what is going on. They don't know exactly what is going on, but there's a big shift in you. You are growing, you are growing as in face. You're also growing as in business. So they think that there's something different in you, but they can't tell you. There's something different about you. You no longer hang out until the morning. There's a new shift in you. They don't know exactly what it is, but it is there. So listen, when the people start telling you that you may change, of course, remind them, you're not meant to be in a cocoon or to remain crawling like a worm for long. You have now metamorphosized into the beautiful butterfly that you are meant to be. And it's okay. Then, when you're raising your children, remember this key one thing. You are not raising your children to have an easy life. I keep correcting myself, Mumwambia. We are not raising our children or our child to have an easy life when they grow up. No. We are raising our children with the skills to cope with life. For example, when you take your child to a group of schools, you are not taking them to a group of schools for them to become or for their life to be easy because wamekuwa possessions of whatever you want to call them. No. You are raising your children with the skills to cope with life. Those are skills to cope with life. So even you, when you are healing so that you can cope with life, so that it becomes easier for you. Ni sawa. It's Gemini hour. Tumeingia 20 minutes into Gemini. Gemini ni Sodom and Gomorrah. Sasa tuko masaa ya Sodom and Gomorrah. My hour is the Baal, Taurus, making things make sense, practicability, all that Taurus energy. Sasa tuko Gemini. Gemini ni mutable communicative sign. Ndio maana umeona hata comments watu wameanza kuongea, wajui kwa nini. Tumeingia Gemini hour, masaa ya chai ya saa 4. So people already are feeling more communicative. Shout out to the heart with the mustache and looking like a cowboy. So Gemini hour, hisi masaa yetu. Let me see, the sun is already too hot. I have to move my sun from there. Let me see if there's one question or two tunaweza ingia haraka haraka kama tumetoka. Thank you for that advice. I don't know what the advice was, but you're welcome. I always learned a lot. Thayo awa bugone iraruta wera, people pleasing. Yes, and it brings out confidence in you. Thayo jetereire ndege hetoke iguru. I don't need a plane. You can hear the birds. Can you hear the birds? Beautiful birds. Thayo jega. Sasa he's a whole millionaire na hajui juu ya prenup. Fala ye. That was me as a child. 3 marriages. Huyu hawezi saidika. Tap for the algorithm. Deja vu ndio hunisumbua. How can I know my hours? Who is this? Tariq. So your hour basically is your zodiac sign. Like, know the zodiac sign, the hour. Know the hour that your zodiac sign rules. So know your zodiac. So Aries will be between 6 and 8 a.m. That is the first house. Taurus will be between 8 and 10. That is the second house. Aries will be Yahweh. Taurus will be Canaan or Ba. So between 10 and 12, we have Gemini or Sodom and Gomorrah. Between 10 and 12, we have Cancer or Noah's time, Mearaho, the great flooding. That is why the story has a flooding. It's the flooding of the light between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. when the sun is overhead, aka you can see your enemies coming from all corners. You cannot be surprised. No one can do a sneak attack on you. Noah's time. Then between 2 and 4, we have the 5th house, or what you call the tribe of Judah, or your solar plexus. So that will be between 12 and 2. Sindio? Apana. That is 2 and 4. Then 4 to 6, we have the Virgin Mary, or your waistline, or Mary Immaculate, Maria Magdalena, Mary, the Holy Mary, going into a new land. Okay? Maria Immaculate energy, whatever you call it in Catholicism or whatever, whichever. Then we have nimesema nini? Wait a minute. I said 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4. So 4 to 6, we have the 6th house. Then 6 to 8, we have the 7th house, or Libra, or Maat, or Set, or Amini Ramadan, or evening, or 180 degrees opposite where we started, the Aries, the rising. So we have Set or death, Azote from 6 a.m. to the p.m. all the way around. I think my life is crashing again. So that's how you know your hour. So Brew Blistering Barnacles, Captain Haddock. So imagine, only one mehang. So and I repeat. So imagine that back in the days of Tintin, I can show you this. You know, these things are programs. So watch and repeat very fast. So between 6 and 8 a.m. in the morning, first house, Aries. 8 to 10, Taurus. 10 to 12, Gemini. 12 to 2, Cancer or 4th house. 2 to 4, 5th house, or Leo, energy, the lion of tribe of Judah na vitu kama hizo. 4 to 6, 6th house, Virgin Mary, waistline. 6 to 8, Set, or what you call Maat or Libra, equal day, equal night, the 42 wings of Maat in Kemet. 10 to 8 to 10, the Scorpion King, or what you call the 8th house, your dick and pussy area. Sagittarius is your thighs, that will be between 10 and 12. 12 to 2, you have your knee house, or Capricorn. Okay? 2 to 4, you have Aquarius, or your Shin. 4 to 6, you have Pisces again. Imeisha. So know your hour. Ni sasa? Yeah. Zaituni is asking where the calendar is. The calendar is done. Mebaki printing. Watu wa Nairobi wanasikia kuprint. Kwanza wakiona ni calendar. The first thing in your mind is this calendar is for sale. Wanajikanyangia sana. But I'm going to have it printed most probably before. Unajua the mwaka ijaanza. We start the year in April 10. So my calendar is still within time. But inaweza anza sasa ndio mfuate February, January. Itakuwa hapa. Completion of initiation. Fire within. At the Baron. Oh my God. I have my message here that I almost missed. Let me show you what I mean. So these things, they are just updated. Where's Tintin? Tintin comics. Let me show you comics. Tutoke nini? Tutoke masaa ya Gemini. Hii itaanza kufanya to learn size. You're not here to learn. Hii si masaa ya kulearn. Anyway, I don't want to go too much to the details, but I want you to go and look for this. The dark secret behind the creator of Tintin. Go and look for that. The dark secret behind the creator of Tintin. Okay? It's on YouTube. Then you know what they are creating now. But if you go on Tintin, the symbolism was too much. We were just watching Nonana ilianza nini Tintin in America. So Captain Hordak represents the Thompsons. You see Thompson and Thompson represent the agents in the Matrix. Unakumbuka the agents in the Matrix always wearing dark glasses and whatever they were doing. So kwa Tintin, Thompson and Thompsons is the agent, always wanting to arrest him, always following the books, always being funded by the government to take the train. Tintin always outwitting them because Tintin in the adventures of Tintin, Tintin represented Flash today. What Flash represents in Tintin, what Flash represents in the Marvel comic is what Tintin represented. So Tintin kwa movie zake utaona kona sign ya lightning. Let me show you. Hiyo sign ya something. Come on now. Post this for me. Come on. Nimei forward bila kupenda. Come on Tintin, show us what I wanted the people to see. Come on Tintin. Perfect. Now, I want you to look at Tintin's kofia. Sijui kama mtaona. Where's the light? Sijui kama mtaona. Huu ni Thompson and Thompson. Okay, where's Tintin? Thompson and Thompson. Where's Tintin? Kwani imeenda wapi? Si hapa. Nataka mahali mtaona. So that you get how these things are updated. Because I keep telling you these things. Nothing has changed. It's just updated. They just update these things. So Tintin is Flash today. When you're watching Marvel Comics and you see Flash, Flash is Tintin updated. Let me show you. Akiwa na kadogi. Perfect. I found it. You see the sign kwa kofia Tintin? Do you see the sign? The flash sign? Do you see that lightning kwa kofia Tintin? You see it? Unaona yo kofia Tintin? Unaona yo flash? Yo number 4, yo lightning. That means it's what? That lightning. That's Flash. Okay? That is Flash. The sign. Anyway, mnazijua, we have spoken about them. So, even during wale waliguru na Tintin, they were programmed without knowing because Tintin amechorwa hiyo light. So, enda uangalie The Adventures of Tintin. Ukiweka tu YouTube Tintin, The first results that are going to come, of course, will be the Tintin episodes. You know, remember we used to watch them, we used to love them. But specifically, look for their stories there. There's a story named The Disturbing History of the Beloved European Comic Tintin. I have not read it. Nimeona sahi nikiwasachia. But I don't have to read it because I already know venye itakuwa. Nikisearch ndio nimeona Tintin's Dark Secret. I had not seen it. Nilikuwa nimeona hiyo episode, nikaona hiyo lightning and I knew the program. If ukitaka unaweza enda uzione. You can go and look at them if you want. The Dark Secret of Tintin and what, because unajua ni akina nani? You know who these people are. Unajua Gaza versus Mavado, Garricide and Mavado. Okay? Garricide and Mavado, that war ndio hiyo. So the whole Tintin story imeupdateiwa leo. So that is the whole Tintin story updated today. It used to be a comic, but it was not a comic. Na sasa kuambia ati sasa uende uanze kuwatch, ati start watching, ati Tintin. I just want you to see how when we were growing up with the comics and our parents, they didn't know what was happening. Sasa ndio tunaweza waambia, but it's already in the past. Okay? So now today, you know how to see it for yourself. So whatever movie you are watching, whatever thing you are watching, you know that this is the same story updated. We are still in Tintin time. Updated. Simeona, on Mavado, Gaza, ndio hiyo. Back then they used to do it in Tintin in America, how they went to America. Tintin sijui and Japan and the Emperor, the same thing. Unaona Mushroom. Na nidhayo.